Hello, everyone. Welcome back to episode 44 of our Colorado Rockies rebuild here on Out of the Park Baseball 26. Turnover Carbon here, and I am excited to get this season underway. If you did not see it on the channel, we wrapped up my football coach college dynasty series earlier this week on Monday. That is done. So at the moment, this is the only series we're rolling with. And then in a couple weeks' time, right when the college football season begins, I will be starting a new series on Football Coach College Dynasty to sort of kick that off. So my plan for today, I'm going to do a little bit of housekeeping because I did quite a bit of stuff off stream, just organizationally, made some offers, cut a lot of minor league players, um, and sort of tinkered with things a little bit. But the roster is the roster. Like that is the same. No changes there. So really quick, I spent a lot of time staring at this Meet the Team screen, specifically the position rankings, and just trying to figure out how this was possible. Um, but what I have come down to, and the conclusion that I've made, is despite winning the World Series last season and overall having the best record we did, one of the best offenses in baseball, a lot of regression. The game believes we will have. Hunter Goodman now is 19th ranked catcher. Part of that reason is at the end of last season and beginning of this season, he lost some power and he lost some overall in potential. So the game is operating under the assumption that Hunter Goodman may have some regression in his age 30 season, which obviously would suck. Not only, last year he had the biggest injury of his career where he missed about a month and a half with an ankle injury. He is also out of contract after this season. We signed him to a 2-year, $27 million contract a couple seasons ago. So he's making $12 million this year. And that's that. We have to decide whether offering Hunter Goodman a contract extension is going to be the way forward, or do we embrace the succession plan and give Dario Laverde the catching job full time? At the moment, I am partial to the latter, as opposed to giving Hunter Goodman an extension or trying to find a different catcher in free agency or the trade market. Similar conversation around Nolan Shanuel, who has been our DH now for the last season and a half. Unfortunately for him, we acquired him June 2028. Since then, he has had knee inflammation, strained back, sore hamstring, a bone bruise in his wrist, a broken collarbone, blurred vision, and more knee inflammation. He also went and saw the guru this past offseason. And for those of you who have played out of the park baseball a lot, you know that seeing the guru is a sign that your player may be retiring early. So I am operating on the assumption that regardless of what happens this season with Nolan, we're not going to be offering him a contract extension and we're going to let him walk. Similarly to Hunter Goodman, he took a couple knocks development wise in the offseason. His contact went down by 5, his overall potential dropped to a 45. But hey, he got a little bit quicker. And isn't that everything that matters? I don't really know how these batting ratings equal out to a 45 overall. I suppose I could just move him straight to DH, but even then, it doesn't really change any of the arithmetic. I think the goal this season with Nolan is just stay healthy and we'll be in a decent place. I think if he gets injured a lot, it's not going to be great for us. Looking at second base, oh no, excuse me, first base, since Nolan's DH, Charlie Condon, who we signed to a 5-year, essentially $62 million extension. He's making 3.2 this year, and then essentially it goes up by about uh, 4 million, 3.5, 5, and then an $8 million jump his age 31 season. He's been our starting first baseman for 3 seasons now. He has hit over 30 homers twice, 100 RBIs this past season. I mean, come on. Like, he's solid defensively also. There's a non-zero chance he's our best hitter for years to come. Second base, Hao Yuli. Um, Interestingly enough, I was watching someone else's save on Twitch, and they had Hao Yuli for the Tigers. And let me tell you, he did not look as good. So Hao Yuli, I mean, he's been our starting second baseman for essentially 3 seasons now, backup infielder before that. And my God, he has been awesome. Worth multiple awards the past couple seasons. The one thing that does worry me is his defensive chops. If you look at his rate, first of all, he's not a third baseman. We tried that, it didn't work. He's also not great at second, like almost a -20 zone rating. The range isn't really there. So I think there's a non-zero chance that we might be looking at our DH of the future in How You Lead. Similarly to Condon, we signed How You Lead to a 6-year, $123 million extension where he'll get 9.75 this year, 13.75 the next, 27, and then 3 years of 24 and a quarter apiece. I think that's pretty good. My chief concern, though, is if he continues to struggle defensively, is he just our DH now? Which wouldn't be the end of the world, but it is something to consider. Shortstop, I mean, as I've said before, Ezekiel Tovar, he's our shortstop until the wheels fall off. He was worth 4.7 WAR last year. Unfortunately, did not do great for Venezuela in the World Baseball Classic. But overall, no real complaints. He has 2 years left on the extension that the Rockies gave him in real life prior to the 2024 season. He also has a team opt out for next year. I can already essentially guarantee we're going to execute the option and keep him on our team. Even if we were to let him walk and try to get a better offer in free agency, he's going to get more than 23 million with his ratings. So I think plan A is just play out the next 2 seasons, and if he does well in both, we'll sign him to a contract extension. At the moment, he wants an 8-year, $217 million deal. We're going to let that marinate a little bit. Going back to our team, third base, without question, the weakest position. We let Alex Bregman walk. We voided the last 2 years of his contract. He signed with Houston, so we pivoted to Mr. Geraldo Perdomo, who, I must admit, is not the most exciting looking infielder anyone has ever seen. He has done quite poor with the Diamondbacks last season, but I'm playing him at third base. I do not need him to be a shortstop like the Diamondbacks did. So he is just simply going to hold down third base for 1 year, maybe even less if things go poorly, which will give time for our infield prospects in Double A and Triple A to start hitting the ball a bit better. Also, side note about Perdomo, he essentially has never really been injured except in spring training, and he made it through the spring training healthy. So, we're playing with house money at that point. All right, looking at our outfield, and it must be said, we're in a very interesting position from last year. So Cole Carrig was last year split time between left and center. He's not a center. He's either a center fielder with bad range or a left fielder with a bad arm. I would take the left fielder with a bad arm, I think, over the center fielder with a poor range. Carrig had the most disappointing season last year, I think, of any of our hitters. Worth only about 0.9 WAR, sub 700 OPS. The slugging just was not there in terms of the home runs. And he also struck out 56 more times in season previous. So this is a prove it season for Cole Carrig. He's about to be 28 years old. He is still ARB eligible, I believe, for 2 more seasons. Yeah, he has 2 more years of ARB left. So at this point, he kind of has to prove it this year. And for the first time, really, this entire save, we have a quality outfield depth. James Triantos, who, for whatever reason, the Angels let walk in arbitration. We have signed him to a $4.5 million deal, and then he is 3.75 after that, and then he's still ARB eligible. I don't know what the AI was doing with him, but here we are. So James, obviously, he has 80 avoid Ks, 65 contact. That'll play. Power is not there at all, which isn't the end of the world. I have other hitters for that. Um, he kind of struggled with the Angels last season, but the walks were there. Only 45 strikeouts in 400 plate appearances. I'll take that. At the moment, he is our backup left fielder against righties, and then he is taking the bat against lefties. Center field is very simple. Jason Dominguez. He is our center fielder until proven otherwise. In terms of his ratings at center field last season, wasn't great. Negative 10.7 zone rating. However, a 6.6 arm. I will take that any day of the week. It also means that kind of balances out Cole Kerrigan left pretty well. And overall, Dominguez pretty solid last year. 841 OPS, 490 slugging, worth 3.4 WAR. Just very, very good for us. So he's going to hold down center. His contract, I mean, it isn't cheap. 13.3 this year, and then a 2 years, 24.4 worth. So the Yankees gave him a pretty decent deal before trading him to us. Hopefully, he can maintain his success and be a good center fielder for us. Right field, Yankiel Fernandez, who finally, for the first time in 4 seasons, was able to get through a season without having like a 4-month-long injury. I am so happy. And the results weren't great. Negative .2 WAR. That's mainly down to the fact that he's not a good defensive right fielder, really. Zone rating is bad. Arm is .5. You're not getting anywhere with that. So similarly to Cole Carrig, it's kind of prove its season for him. I think the benefit of Cole is I can put Cole Carrig at left and center and be okay. Ian Keel, if he's not great in right field, where else do I put the man? So we're going to need, similarly, a really good season out of him. And then finally, our last hitter, Tian Zhou from Taipei, who was our international free agent signing. The bat, solid. He's only 24 years old, so this is not a guy that we're necessarily signing for like this year's production. But contact is okay. Avoid Ks is good. His eye of a 40 is a little concerning. He might have power to match. It should be noted he hit like 1 home run the entirety of spring training. Is that still in the BNM page or did they get rid of it? They got rid of it. How did they? I like Tian. Similar problem with Yankiel. He's not going to be great defensively. The 40 outfield error is actually terrifying. So what may very well happen after this season? Nolan Shanuel leaves for one reason or another. Tian Zhou becomes our DH, and one of the many outfielders can take right field. That's likely the succession plan there. Now let's talk pitching. Luis De Leon, he was our ace last year. He's going to be our ace this year. He pitched 2 starts for the Dominican Republic, struck out 17 guys, and did not allow a single home run. Need I say more? I really like Luis. We tried in the offseason. to work on his pitch control. He succeeded, and it went from a 40 to a 45. Look out, ye batters, and despair. But yeah, he's going to be our ace. He's still working through the 7-year contract extension that we gave him. His agent should be fired. And so we still have 4 more seasons before he likely takes the player option and runs away. Second guy in the rotation is Chase Burns. This is a prove-it season for Chase Burns. He's making $6 million, which isn't nothing. And last year, I think, was the first year where we saw what happens if the stuff doesn't necessarily play. Whip was up to a 1.3, 1.4 home runs per 9. Walks were down, which is good, but Ks were also down also, and his BABIP increased by about 40, or 0.040, I should say. Little concerning. He did not have the greatest offseason development either. His stuff dropped by 5, and then his overall dropped by 45 to match. I think we need to see better out of Chase Burns. We don't have a lot of starting pitching depth in AAA. So if he struggles, we may just ride it out and go from there. Third, Mr. Yoranier Herrera of Venezuela, who pitched for Venezuela in the World Baseball Classic and did very well for himself. I like him. He's just above average at everything he does. Everything's a 50 or a 55. He's got a very solid changeup. Pretty good. Similar conversation to Burns, though, where home runs are up, strikeouts are a little bit down. So we need more out of him and Burns. Though it also should be said, Herrera won us Game 7 of a World Series. So I think he's kind of earned the benefit of the doubt there. And now this is where our entire team could fall apart. I have given the 4th starting rotation spot to Sandy Ozuna, who is 23 years young. He got 8 starts for us last year, and I would say did fine with hesitation. 8 starts, 4.5 ERA, 1.30 whip. The big problem, however, 2.0 home runs per 9, which is a very large number. Also, only 7.4 Ks per 9. Similar conversation with Tien Joe, where what Sandy does this year is less of my concern compared to the pitcher he will become in years down the line. Because if he hits his potential, we could be talking with 70 stuff, 60 movement, an 80 slider, 75 changeup. He could legitimately become unhittable. We just need him to get some innings in this year. Our 5th starter is Luigi Casilla. Now, let's get the obvious out of the way. His control is a 35. His control is a 35. He was unsuccessful in the development lab in improving said control. So we are just going to let that sort of marinate in the wind. Casilla is my placeholder starter, I think. There is no real reason to keep him in AAA. He's already had almost 50 starts there across 2 seasons. What's the point? As I said before with Burns, our pitching depth and organization isn't great, but at some point I got to see what these guys can do. And Casilla is the extreme of the best stuff in the game while also having horrendous control. So we will see which one wins out in the end. I have faith his stuff will win out. If I'm wrong, though, we could be in trouble. Bullpen is copy and pasted from last season with one exception. We have signed Dylan Lee in free agency to a very simple 1-year, $1.9 million contract. I like Dylan Lee. He's just above average stuff, good movement, and most importantly, he has 65 control. I am a little worried by the fact that in spring training, he got popped by the Marlins for 5, the Braves for 3, and the Giants for 2. It's not great. So we're trying to see if we can get one last good year out of Dylan Lee, similarly to what we tried to do with Keegan Aiken and Griffin Jacks. At the moment, Andres Munoz is still our closer. He'll be our closer for the 3rd year in a row. No real reason not to. I think the big concern for him is in terms of his development last season, his velocity dropped, his potential stuff also went down. So there's a decent chance this is going to be the worst year Munoz has had, which that just kind of is what it is. He's making 17.5 million this year, and then the contract extension the contract that we gave him is over, and he will walk. Our succession plan at closer is already set. Gage Wood is our closer in waiting. He closed for the Braves a little bit, and then obviously we acquired him to be the best setup man in baseball, and he was the best setup man in baseball. I struggle a little bit with how his WAR last season within the negatives, seeing as he had a 3.4 ERA, a WHIP of 1.09, and a BABIP of 209. But that's beside the point. And then the rest of the guys that have been here a decent while. I think our young guns in Luis Garcia and Wellington Herrera will be a pretty good punch there in the middle innings. Zerpa is here almost essentially at this point to be our lefty specialist, the guy that can get lefties out, if nothing else. That was his role down the stretch last year. He missed half of last season due to injury. That's not nothing. We'll see what he can do for us this season. This is also the last year of the 2-year contract extension we gave him. So this could be the last we see of Zerpa, who was our most dependable reliever for a few years before the injury. And then last player of note, Jose Fleury is our long reliever. At the moment, Fleury obviously did not make the playoff roster in the wild card, but then he did the rest of the way. I debated moving him back to starting pitcher and taking, say, Luigi Casillas' spot. However, at this point, I'd rather see what Casilla can do as a starter and Jose can do at long relief. If he hits his potential and his stuff plays, we're in business. If it doesn't, that is what it is. We can kind of send him on his way. Now, a bit of housekeeping notes. I have done many things to the minor leagues, as you can see. I have cut a lot of players that were either too old for where they were at or just weren't developing or playing in a way we want. A interesting housekeeping note, while doing this, Miguel Palma was accidentally released, so I commish-mode my way to him being back on our roster. Same with Dario Laverde. I don't know how that happened. It must have been something I was doing, clicking the little bubbles on the roster screen that accidentally cut those two. I don't really know how. So they've been added and their contracts have been established as such. We cut really a lot of players. I think the only two of note, and I did this at the end of last stream, I cut John Gazdar, who obviously last year was our utility infielder as a backup. Essentially didn't really play in the playoffs, and there's no role for him this season, and I'd rather other guys play in AAA. So he is cut, got a World Series ring. The reason he was cut is we made a third Rule 5 selection in this save. Travis Castell, formerly of the Mets system. The pros are very simple. He is a solid bat and very good defensive first and second baseman. The con, He doesn't have a lot of power, and if he doesn't potential out, he's not going to be a very good baseball player. In AAA for the Mets last year, the power was there. He had 15 home runs, 92 strikeouts, ain't nothing. 53 walks, though. I'll take that. 812 OPS, 1.3 WAR. He is here to be a backup, first and second baseman. That does mean that Hao-Yu Lee is going to be backup third base. In reality, if there's an injury or someone struggles, I'll just call up somebody from AAA to be the backup third baseman instead of shifting everyone over. Speaking of which, I think the two players that are quote unquote knocking on the door the most in AAA, Tucker Toman, who was in spring training, did not do particularly well. He's not great defensively. He really is a first baseman at heart. He got a little bit of time last year in the majors, was worth negative WAR, and had one home run the whole time. He could be someone that gets some play in the backup infield. And then backup outfield, Alan Ford, who is probably our best AAA hitting prospect. He was in AA essentially all of last year. He's going to be in AAA this year. And if there is an injury to the outfield or we need someone, Alan Ford is the call up. So I think that's kind of where things stand from a hitting perspective. Pitching, we don't have a lot. We don't really have much. Also, old friend Bowden Francis, who played for us in 2026, I have signed to a minor league contract. So we're bringing back an old friend. In terms of pitchers, I think Shane Rademacher was signed to compete with Luigi Casilla for that last rotation spot. Um, I like Shane's profile. The lack of movement scares me a little bit. He is a leader in the clubhouse, which isn't nothing. So I think in terms of pitchers, like he'll be a guy that would get called up and could hold down the fort for a little bit. Same conversation with Emmanuel Martinez, who we acquired in a trade last season with the Rangers, but he has the same problem as Casilla. His control is bad, but Casilla has better stuff, so not for nothing there. And that's kind of where the team sits right now. I think overall, we should make the playoffs. We just won the World Series. We're in a not very competitive division. It's been us and the Dodgers the whole series, essentially. I think the thing that could keep us from making the playoffs is if one of Ozuna or Casilla just don't pitch well and then Burns or Herrera regress, our rotation's in trouble. If we don't get good years out of our corner outfielders also, things could get a little dicey. But that is where we are at as a team. In terms of preseason predictions for the National League, the prediction is that we will win the division. Good luck to us doing that. Best in the Dodgers with a 92-70 record. They reckon Hao-Yu Lee is going to be one of the top hitters in baseball. No one on our team will be a top pitcher. It should also be noted, if you look, 3 of the Brewers' 5 rotation are in the top list. So, good thing we are not in the NL Central. So, that is the team. Without further ado, we open against the Tampa Bay Rays and their young guy, Trevor Harrison, who looks like he could become like the best pitcher in baseball if he gets his control up a little bit. Very good for him the last 2 seasons. They were pitching this guy as a 22-year-old. Just throwing that out there. So he's looking pretty solid. The Rays, yeah, they have a lot of young guys, lots of prospects. Wouldn't it be nice if I had an infielder like this so I could just put him anywhere? And he's still on his rookie contract. He was worth 5.2 WAR last year, and he's still on his rookie contract. MLB contracts are hilarious. But all right, we are on the road to begin. Trevor Harrison kicks us off. Dominguez up to the plate. Let season 6 commence. And Dominguez strikes out. It's a bad omen, folks. Nolan Shanuel walks. It's a good omen. I will run on Shea Langiers. I have no shame. All right, how Yuli's ball gets into the outfield. Nolan Shanuel, he does not have the speed for this. It must be said. And Charlie Condon gets it in the outfield. Look at us. Look at us. We're just having fun here as Nolan is in. And we take the lead. See if Hunter Goodman can keep the good times rolling. Fielder's choice. We lose an out, but we get a guy from second to third. And Tovar strikes out looking. Well, the fun times ended rather quickly, but we do get a run on the board. Big thing for Luis De Leon this season is just getting to 6 innings. For a lot of last season, it was 4 2/3, 5 1/3. We need to get 6. The fact that he allowed a leadoff triple does not encourage me in the slightest. Jose hits it to short, the throw, and an error on the second play of the season defensively. It's hard to think of worse omens that have taken place. And they steal third on Hunter Goodman. Who'd they give the error to? Tovar? Neat. For a second, with that quick throw animation, I thought Perdomo was about to have an error at third, and I was just going to lose it. There we go. Luis strikes out Monzon, but he walks Shea. And Luis is already at 28 pitches in the first. I feel like he's not getting 6. I don't think that's in the cards. Cole Carrig, who has been dropped in the lineup from last season, he bat 5th last season. This year he's batting 7th. That's where I have him slated. Him and Perdomo both fly out. Let's see if Yankiel Fernandez can get us anything. No, he does not. So to the bottom of the second we go. We need a quick inning, Luis. Quick. Good start. 3-pitch out. That'll play. Full count. Less so. Oh, boy. Nathaniel Lowe has a double. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of Jose Fleury today. Oh, boy. Dalton Varsho lines out. That'll play. There we go. Infield pop-up on Carson Williams. All right. The Rays threaten. They do not score. Jason, if you strike out again. He did. All right. They walk Hao-Yu Lee. Condon. A nice 2-run shot would not go amiss. He tried. It didn't work. All right, Luis, I believe in you. There we go. Clean third. A nice leadoff triple for Hunter Goodman. That seems nigh impossible. And Goodman beats out the throw. Tied up 2 apiece. And they walk Cole Carrig. Well, he's definitely running on Shea. Quit trying to pick off my guys. Oh my God. Hey, the rule is if you throw a third time, you have to get him out, or else he gets the base automatically. Okay, I guess that's not a rule in out of the park baseball, but I'm fairly certain that's a rule in real life. As Cole Carrick steals second, all the same. Down goes Perdomo. Yankiel grounds out to end the inning. We do get one run. The bottom of the order. Not doing great. Luis for the fourth. Luis for the fourth. He is at 72 pitches. So I have a feeling that 5 innings is going to be the max that we get. See if Dominguez can get to second. Yes, he can. Come on, Nolan. Hop up to the catcher. And Hao-Yu-Ling Condon strikeout. There goes that. All right, Luis. I believe in you, buddy. Give me 3 quick outs. Gets Nathaniel Lowe. Can he get Varsho? Grounds out to second. Last but not least, Mr. Williams. Hits it to Tovar. The throw gets him. All right. That will be it for Luis, who had a very bad first inning, but settled in after. But 2 run. If you're only going to give me 5 innings, I need them to be shutout innings or 1 run maximum. 2 is not great. Goodman and Tovar go down back to back. Cole Carrig, solo shot. Nope. One of these days we'll hit it out of the park. All right. Jose Venegas, what's your ratings, lefty? Oh, you are so much better against lefties. Good God. Jose Fleury will come in the face. Can he walk? Neat. There we go. He gets Junior Caminero striking out. Oh boy. Jose Monzon hits it out to left. And the Rays take the lead. Jose Fleury not doing great to start the year. Does get the out there. All right. Gets Drew Waters. I'll take that. Come on, bottom of the order. I need something from you. A line drive. Perdomo strikes out. And Keel grounds out. We've got nothing from our bottom 3. Dominguez hits it deep to left, but caught at the wall. All right, Jose. Redemption arc time. There we go. He gets Morel swinging. I believe I said Nathaniel Lowe earlier when it's Brandon Lowe who hits it deep to left. Another home run for the Rays. Oh, Jose. He does get Varsho there. His pitch count also isn't that high relative to how long he can get me stamina-wise, but yeah, he walked Carson Williams. Not a lot of lefties coming up in the order, so we're going to go Griffin Jacks as opposed to Zerpa. But Jose does strike out Venegas. To end that pain and suffering. Speaking of pain and suffering, Nolan lines out to first. Hao-Yu-Lee flies out to left. We're getting further and further away, which means Condon is getting the home run shot here. Because that's how that works. Nope. Infield pop up to first. 3 hits through 8 innings. All right, Griffin Jacks is going to come in for the 8th. Gets it clean. I am going to warm up Munoz in case we score 3 or more runs in the top of the 9th. Hunter Goodman striking out. Tovar grounding out. I don't think we'll be scoring those runs. Cole Carrig, I'm going to pinch hit for you. James Triantos is going to get the at bat. And hits it third. Throw is on time. We lose opening day 5-2. I mean, yeah, none of our batters got more than 1 hit. Our bottom 4 hitters, no hits, 1 walk between them. And then Jose Fleury, just not it. The errors also don't help, to be fair, but we still lose the game, even with the errors, through new emails. All right, so I asked the scout for updated reports on some guys. Dario, looks like no change. I'm surprised his potential dropped from a 50 to a 45. Travis Castell. Oh, wow. His defensive rating improved quite a bit. That's good from him. I think we already knew that. And then Perdomo, obviously, because we just signed him. I don't think there was any change there. No. All right. So pretty much just what we knew. Looks like Perdomo's contact rating went up, which is nice. And now we have the obligatory day off. All right. I have also signed a plethora of minor league players. Dre Jameson being one of them, who pitched for us out of the bullpen in 2028 and 2029. He's there just to fill a role in AAA. Karsten Swemmum, I'm going to be honest. If you think you're going to be in AAA, you have another thing coming, my friend. You are in AA. All right, Glenier Diaz, who I like a lot. I think his movement's really solid. His control is a little shaky. He is going to go to AAA. Ethan Wagner signs. He's just your classic organizational depth. Is what it is. Really good defensively. No bat really to speak of. All right, fine. I don't like any of these guys enough to actually renegotiate. Hernandez, if you think you're going to AAA, you must be insane. Okay. Does he match the rules for Hartford? Yes. Chris Welch signs, who is just. I like having guys like him in the minors because the AI can put him in just whatever position they really want. Double A, though, seems a bit terrifying, so he's going to go to high A and just stay there pretty much the whole season. Jose Aguilar, who is just here purely on potential. But odds are he's not going to be great. Jose Garcia, he's going to rookie ball. I mean, how can I not sign a prospect with this profile? Like, he could have a 90 fastball and 30 control. Do we not want to see that? What are his ratings if I were to put him in single A? He'd be fine. Let's put him in Fresno. He might give up a bajillion homers. All right, Hunter Goodman, new report is in. No changes. That's a shame. I was kind of hoping for a bounce back. James Triantos, his speed dropped. Oh, good. And his current ability dropped also. It's fine. Luis Gastelum, no change from Jan. Though the big thing last year was his stuff plummeted. It has not recovered since. Andres Munoz, our closer extraordinaire. No changes, which honestly is fine. Okay. Nothing crazy out of the scouting report. Let's get to game two. Who do the Rays got for me? Drew Rasmussen, still pitching at 34 years old. Good for him staying in one place the whole time. That's fun. Looks like he's been pretty good, to be fair, with 4.5 WAR last season. What's his contract look like? They gave him a 5-year, 111 million. Holy mackerel. Fair enough. All right, let's rock and roll. Same lineup as is opening day, as in opening day, I should say. What can possibly go wrong? And thus was our fate sealed as Dominguez grounds out and Nolan strikes out. And Howley pops up. Well, we've had more successful first innings, must be said. All right, Chase, I have faith. Oh boy, Monzon is aboard, 2 outs, and Caminera strikes out. Very good. He struck out the side also. Good man. And Condon strikes out looking. That was a ball, rough. I'm watching too much football. I'm calling them refs now. There we go. Tovar gets on base. We have a base runner. And Carey grounds out. We had a base runner. For but a moment, life was good. Shit. Hunter Goodman, you cannot be letting... Oh, with the pass ball, okay. I was like, if you let a guy with 50 speed, 55 steal on you, then we're doomed. That is another, argument for letting Hunter Goodman walk after this season and moving on to Dario. Dario is a much better defensive catcher, especially with framing in his arm. So that would improve our defense by a decent bit. As Perdomo, Fernandez, and Dominguez go down in order. There we go. Nolan Shanuel with the steal to get on second. Howley strikes out. Not great. Condon strikes out. Also not great. And Hunter Goodman flies out. Runner on second, no outs. We couldn't even advance him to third, let alone bring him home. Chase Burns, though, doing very well through 4. There we go. Tovar and Cole Carragher aboard. Perdomo gets it down in center field. That will easily score Tovar. Carrig goes to third. Perdomo with a nice RBI single. That should be a double. Come on, he was on his way around when the throw went. Yankel Fernandez deep to left field. Goodbye, a baseball. 3-run shot. 375 feet. Very nice. The first home run of the season from a Rocky. Very good. And Jason Dominguez strikes out on 3 pitches. That's what we like to see. Nolan Shanuel strikes out on 4 pitches. Oh, boy. I think Condon goes down on 3 pitches. Fair enough. Clean 5th inning from Chase. He's on 65 pitches. No dice there. Hunter Goodman strikes out looking. Oh, and a diving catch from Ray's third baseman, Junior Caminero. Only 26. He's so young in real life, man. We're in 2030. 2030. He's 26-year-old, only making 8.8 million. Insane. It looks like the AI has played him at third. They played him at second. They played him at short last year. It did not work. Uh-oh. They might begin to chase here. Runners at the corners. Caminero pops it up to the pitcher's mound. Double play ball ends the inning here. And it is hit to second, but way too slow. Not even a throw. So the Rays get one. Jay up. Don't ruin my day. He hits it up to left. It's going to be caught. Doubt it advances anyone. All right, get Brandon Lowe. Get out of the inning. Boom! Struck out swinging. All right. Runners at the corners, no outs. They only get one run. I'll take that. I think it will also be it for Chase Burns. I'm going to get Zerpa going and see if he can get me, because 3 of the next 4 batters will be lefties. Let's see if Perdomo. Actually, what I might do is have Burns try to get Drew Waters. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Yankees, give me something. Give me another home run. Struck out. All right, we'll see if Chase Burns can get Waters, and then I'm putting Zerpa in. And he walked in. All right. We're going Zerpa to face Varsho. Soft grounder back to the pitcher. They get the lead runner at second. Fair enough. Carson Williams is the batter I'm worried about, though. Hits it to short. They get one, and they get him at first. Double play. Beautiful work from Zerpa. There's 2 more lefties coming up, so I think, honestly, I'll leave Zerpa in a little bit in the 8th. Oh, Dominguez, buddy. It has not been his day. They hit Nolan Shanuel. Excuse you? And then you throw back to him. How do you try to pick off the guy that you hit? That seems in poor form, is how Yuli gets a line drive single. Condon strikes out for the 3rd time today. And Hunter Goodman flies out. Insurance runs not coming our way. All right. I am going to get Munoz warming. Ideally, Zerpa can get me Monzon and Aranda. Then I can bring in Munoz for a 4-out save. He walks Monzon. Aranda soft grounder to second. Can they get the double play? Yes, they can. Very good. I think in that case, since there's no runners on, I'll leave Zerpa in to face Caminero. And he gets him to fly out. Brilliant from Zerpa. Let me sit Munoz down, just so that he doesn't get tired for the 9th. Tovar flies out. Come on, Cole. That's not deep enough. It looked like it for a moment. No dice there. And Perdomo lines out. All right, we go to the bottom of the 9th. 3-run lead. Great work from Zerpa. 2 clean innings. Only walked 1. And then got that guy into a double play, so it completely evened out. Here's Munoz up to get the first save chance of the season. Hit sharply to Perdomo. They get him. Nothing doing. Nolan Jones, Rockies legend, into pinch hit. And it gets through Condon. Not great. I think Nolan, he was with the Guardians for part of this save, right? Yeah, he's with the Guardians to start. Then he was with the Diamondbacks starter for 3 years. Did not do great. Negative 2.2 WAR. Yee. Gets Brandon Lowe to strike out. Drew Waters strikes out also. That's your ball game. 4-1. Rockies take it. Very good. Look at the bottom of the order. I insulted them last time, and this time they come through. But good from Burns. Zerpa locked it in, got the hold, and Munoz gets the save. Personal message. Ooh! First of all, the minor leaguer I offered a contract to has signed instead with the now Las Vegas Athletics. However, I executed a waiver claim off stream for Peyton Martin, who has 70 stamina. However, I view him as more a long reliever. And seeing as Jose Fleury already gave up 3 runs in his first outing, we are going to demote Jose Fleury to AAA so that he can just try to get some semblance of rhythm back. And then Peyton Martin will become our new long reliever. I think if you compare the men, I think Jose has better stuff, and I would probably take Jose against lefties. However, in terms of potential, they're essentially the same player, and potential-wise, Martin could have a better fastball, slider, and change. So, I think that's worth the switch in and of itself. Tianzhou, fresh scouting report. Talk to me. Oh, contact goes down, but power goes up to a 50. I'll take that trade. There's a question. How many bullpen arms do I have in AAA right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Eric Averis, my friend, my good man. Go to AA. Oh God, I have so many in AA. Eric Veris, my friend, my good man. Goodbye. All right, let's play game 3. Actually, I lied. I have faith. We're going to sim it. I have faith in Herrera. Easy, light work. We're going to win this game 7-3. That's my prediction. We won it 4-2, and I see nothing but red on that development report. We'll get to that in a second. Tovar with 3 hits. Hayuli gets a pair. Herrera does okay. Castellum gets the blown save, unfortunately. Lee gets the win. Munoz gets a second save. Okay. Not too bad. We're facing nothing but righties to open the year. All right, let's look at this depressing player development report. So Gage Wood loses movement and potential. Herrera loses potential movement and his stamina dropped by 10? Why? I need someone to explain that to me. That makes no sense. Because he averaged, what, 161.1 innings divided by 32 starts. So he averaged a little over probably 5 innings. Well, I mean, that's not nothing because now that means in terms of stamina, Burns with 55 is my highest stamina. Casilla and Ozuna are at 50. It's a bit terrifying. Anyway, let's keep scrolling. Triantos loses speed and overall rating, which we kind of already knew because I scouted him already. We already knew the Joe thing. Ooh, Karsten Swemmum, who we just signed, got a little bit of a boost. Okay, that's not nothing. A lot of the younger guys, Moises Meza gets a boost. He's going to stay in double. I think AAA was a bit too much for him. Jindra, better control, better stamina. Because succession plan wise, I mean, Jindra is an ace in waiting potentially. So we need him to do well. Campbell Smithwick gets a little bit of a boost. I think he's going to get called up to AAA at some point this season. Johandre Gonzalez looking good. Ooh, Christian. My good man. Okay. The starters got rocked in development, but the prospects are doing work. Kevin Elliott looking nice. Okay. Okay. Something to keep an eye on. All right, let's play the opener against the Phillies. They have Walker Buehler on the mound, who they signed, traded, and then signed again, I believe was the order of operations there, which is kind of hilarious. He's going for his first start of the season. Bryce Harper is still hitting. 37 years old. He's going strong. He is a free agent after the season. However, they've already given him a 1-year contract extension. Seems. Okay. I am gonna make 2 subs, I think. Travis Castell is gonna hit for Condon. And James Trantos is gonna hit for Cole Carrig. I'm gonna have Tovar hit 4th. Yankiel hit 6th. Let's rock and roll. We got Sandy Ozuna on the mound. They got Walker Buehler. Dominguez going down. And no one Shanuel flies out. It is interesting that in this save, we've never really had like a consistently great leadoff hitter. Because Brenton Doyle was our leadoff hitter for like 3.5 years. And he did a lot of things well. He did not, though, get on base consistently. And then Cole Carey got it, and he was just bad. So we would like Dominguez to fill that role. We will see. Sandy Ozuna also getting his first start in the majors since I think September. Yeah, he got a couple starts in September of last year. But obviously did not make the playoff roster. Strikes out DJ Layton. Get him out of here. Ezekiel Tovar hits it deep to right field. Gone. Solo shot for the shortstop. His first home run of the season, and he is batting 4th since Condon is on the bench. That could be something we look at later this season, moving guys around. Goodman and Yankiel strike out. There we go. James Triantos gets aboard with a line drive single. We will be stealing on Ryan Jeffers. Without question. He guns down. How does a 50 arm, 50, gun down a guy with 55 speed, 70 stealing, and 60 base running? Someone explain that to me. And the Phillies already have a run, and Bryce Harper has been walked. It's not looking good. Ryan Jeffers infield pop up. That Helps quite a bit. See if we can get Rincon. Yes, we can. All right. The Phillies do tie it up, but they also strand two. See if Perdomo can get us anything. Yes, he can. Lead off single. Very good, sir. Perdomo also, one of the reasons we signed him was he has decent speed and really good stealing ability. And he showcases it here, getting the steal. I mean, if they want to walk Travis Castell, a sacrifice ground out, as I call it. Never mind, he beat out the throw. That's kind of hilarious. Dominguez pops it up to left. That might be enough to advance Perdomo home, and he is safe. Walker Bueller injured on the play, and he's coming out of the ball game. Oh no. Walker Bueller possibly hurt. Nolan Shanuel lines out to right. How you Lee? Oh, they get him. Well done from Moravito. Oh boy, I should just stop hitting until runner in scoring position. Every time I've done it so far, it's been poor. So the Phillies tie it up. Mendez flies out to right. We're okay. We're not okay. That was terrifying. Tovar lines out. I mean, the benefit, the knock-on effect, I should say, the knock-on effect of Walker Bueller getting injured as Hunter Goodman interrupts my monologue to hit a solo shot 427 feet to center. Thank you, sir. The knock-on effect is it's game one of the series. So if the Phillies have to use like 4 bullpen arms in game one, they will be at a much larger disadvantage the rest of the series from a bullpen health standpoint. And James Triantos gets the ball down at the warning track. That will score Yankees. And that's something that we saw, especially in the World Series against the Red Sox, when we had a game go to 15 innings. And then no off days after that. The entire bullpens were just doomed as Perdomo gets it down in left center. That will score Triantos. Well, as Perdomo has himself a triple. Well done, sir. Perdomo, good. He's been good for 3 triples a year, you know. He gets me the one there. They walk Travis Castell. Dominguez line drive into left. That'll score Perdomo. Castell. Run, Castell. And he goes home. Very nice. We're up 7-2 as Bailey Ober takes. Nolan Shanuel not inspiring much confidence here with me. How Yuli lines out. There goes that. All right, Sandy. I believe in you. Oh boy. Runners on second and third. No outs. Gets Ryan Jeffers swinging. That's big. Here's Rincon. Fly out to left. That'll definitely score one. Oh, he dropped it. He has an outfield error of 60, by the by. And Morabito gets it into the outfield. That'll score the second. Oh, man. All right, Peyton Martin. You might be up here. And he hits Nico. Yeah, that's. I mean, the error kills us there because if he catches the ball, sure, they get a run, but now there's no runner on first and 2 outs. All right. I'm sorry, Sandy. Not your night. Here's Peyton Martin. Full count. And he walked him. That's another run on Sandy Azuna's tab. Hit to Gonzalez. Gets 1 and 2. Double play to end the inning. Very good. Is that our boy Nick Gonzalez? That is who we acquired last season at the deadline. Didn't do great. And then he hit into a double play. So the check will come in the mail very shortly. As Tovar beats out the throw from the catcher. So despite striking out, he will make it aboard technically, which is very funny. And Tovar gets the steal. Very good. How many steals did he have last year? 9? We need to get that up. Down goes Goodman. Come on, Yankeel. There we go. Yankeel hits it to the warning track. Tovar scores easily. Yankeel could have a triple here. And he does. Thank you, thank you. Man, look at Yankeel arriving to the party early. All right, Santos, make up for your error earlier. Grounded out to short, doesn't even score Yankeel. You're killing me. There we go. Perdomo gets it down. Yankeel scores. 4-run lead. And Castell grounds out to end that. But we get 2 more runs, which is very good. I think we're going to need a lot from Peyton Martin, though. Clean 5th. He is on 26 pitches. That is not nothing. Morabito is on switch righty. Think we'll get Herrera going. Let's see if Martin can get Nico Horner. And he does. Very good there from Peyton Martin. Santos and Yankeel are aboard at the corners. Perdomo lines out to left. I had such hope, and it was taken away. All right, Herrera's up. Very good work from Peyton Martin. Obviously, the first walk allows a run at the end of it, but overall, not the end of the world. Runners at the corners with no outs, though. I like a bit less. There we go. He gets Mendez. Hunter Goodman once again failing to throw out a runner. That's a bad walk. Remember when I said the Phillies are in trouble for using 4 bullpen arms? Guess what? We're going to use 4 bullpen arms. And Bryce Harper ruins my day. The ball gets past the first baseman. 2 runs will score. 2-run ball game. You have to get Ryan Jeffers, dude. Oh my God. Oh, this is going to be an ugly ERA for a bit, as Wellington has now allowed 4 runs to score, and we have a tie ball game. Man alive. Can he get Nick Morabito to end the inning? He gets him to line out. Well, that sucked. The game is now tied at 9 apiece, and both teams are going to use an insane amount of bullpen arms. I am actually. I'm doing jacks for the 8 and Gagewood for the ninth. Oh, Griffin, 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 Griffin. There we go. Double play ball, easy. Never mind, it took so long to get the ball to second that Andrew Fisher made it to first. Once again, a runner steals on Hunter Goodman. Mendez hits it to short. No runners move. Okay. I am gonna bring in Gage Wood here to face Simon Juan. Gets him swinging. Well done. All right, so Gage Wood's gonna need to get a 4-out save, assuming we score some runs here, which I do plan to do. How Yuli lining out does run counter to that plan. Here's Tovar. He hits it up, but it's going to be caught all the same. Hunter Goodman has one home run already today, and he grounds out to short. All right. Bottom of the ninth, I got Gage Wood and I got Zerpa. Those are the only two bullpen arms that I can really run with the rest of the way. So Gage Wood's getting the ninth no matter what. Gets Bryce Harper. Walks Ryan Jeffers. That's okay. He's just setting up the double play ball. Never mind, wild pitch gets Jeffers into scoring position. Engage walks Rincon on 4 pitches. That's fine. He's just setting up the double play ball. And Morabito gets it into center. That will easily score Jeffers. And that is your ball game. Phillies walk off the Rockies. What a sad state of affairs. Ozuna does not do great. And then Wellington Herrera has the worst outing he's had in like over a year. So that was painful. How Yu Lee going 0 for 5 and Nolan Shanuel going 1 for 5 also is not great. But that is what it is. Okay, so international free agent amateurs that I've inked deals with. Marco Villanueva, who I think is not going to be a very good defender. Let's get that out of the way. But his bat might play. He's 18 years old, decent contact potential, very good avoid K potential. Jose Rosal, I think, could become a very good third baseman and probably going to be an above average bat. Eddie Lerma, this is the big get. He's going to go on my prospect list. Obviously, he's 17 years old, but he could be something really, really special down the line if he works his potential. Humberto Cruz, similar statement. He's 18 years old, very good stuff potential. Control is a little worse, but still looks solid. Oriesto Antonucci, 2-pitch guy. You know, overall potential might not be there, but the stuff could still be really, really good. Jose Gutierrez, who probably going to be a good organizational depth outfielder. But again, if he hits his potential, we could be in business. And then catcher Raul Serna, who I really like. I'm going to add him to the prospect list. Not the best defensive catcher, but offensively, he could have a really good bat, especially if he has like 60 avoid K and 55 power. He'll be in pretty good shape. I think that is all the international amateurs that I negotiated with. Yeah. We have 140,000 left. That is not good to get any of these guys. So away they will go. Alan Ford hits 5 hits in AAA. Call him up. Just call him up. All right, let's play game two here against the Phillies. They got Lucas Giolito is still in the league, 35 years young. They signed him to a 2-year, $70 million deal. Okay. The AI is going a little bit crazy. Okay, who is not getting at bats yet? Tianzhou and Dario have not. You know what, Goodman, you've also been poor. Get out of here. And then Zhou? Zhou. He'll DH. I think we'll have Cole Carrig. That's a terrible idea. Yankiel will bat fifth. Dario will catch, bat ninth. That is my current state of affairs. We'll see how well that goes. All right, Jason. Ground out to second. One of these days, man. One of these days. He's going to get me there. But today is not that day. All right, Tianzhou in his first ever major league at bats from Taipei. Grounds out to second. But you know what? He made Nico Horner work for it. And how you Lee strikes out looking. Fair play. All right. Luis De Leon's on the mound. Oh, because the off days. It skipped Casilla. Whoops. Well, fair enough. Casilla will just get the next game then. That's okay. I didn't notice that. I was like, ah. Now here we are. Whoops. You got this, guys. They did not. They did not, in fact, have this. Yeah, walk Cole Carrig. Or allow a leadoff single. You know what? I'll take it. I will take what I can get. He is definitely going to steal on Ryan Jeffers. That goes without saying. Gets the second easily. Light work. Wild pitch gets him to third. And that, kids, that's why you steal more often than not. Perdomo lines out. Cole Carrig is going to go for it. The throw is cut off. Boring. We won't even get a play at the plate. Where's your sense of drama? Jason Dominguez, I'm once again begging you to do anything. Ground out short. Just that. Oh boy, an error. Who by? Dario. Well, that's a problem. He walks Morabito. That just means the double play is available. Never mind, they stole on Dario. It is no longer available. And Nico gets it through. Phillies may even take the lead here. The throw from Dominguez, not in time. Phillies take the lead. '29, 30th, 31, 1, 2. Yeah, he was on 5 days of rest. I had to double check. So I'm like, did the AI pitch him on 4 days of rest? But that does seem a bit silly. All right, double play to end the inning. Not too bad. Come on, Tien. Hit it to Mars. Or, oh, I put an error on now. Rincon, buddy. What is you doing? Charlie Condon, currently a batting average of 0.77. I hear that's poor. Thank you. Fernandez strikes out looking. Come on, Tovar. There we go. He rifles it down the left field line. One run will score. Run. Oh, he's bold. He's brave. Safe at home comes Condon. And then Kolkarek strikes out looking on 3 pitches. It's fine. Clean fourth from Luis. That's nice. Dario on second. Dominguez pops up to right. That's not going to advance anyone, Jason. What are you doing? Tianzhou hits it deep. Right field. God. 2-run shot for the Taipeian kid. Well done, sir. 24 years young, hitting the baseball around the park. And Howie Lee strikes out. There goes that. All right, Luis, can you give me the fifth? Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. They went Griffin Jacks, who's at 87%. I'm honestly okay with that. However, if Luis can just get late in here, cool. All right, we're okay. Again, Luis gets me 5 innings, but he also allows 2 earned runs in that process, which isn't great. Zerpa here would be catastrophic. But Griffin Jacks is cold now because I set him down because that's how this game works. All right, we'll bring in Griffin Jacks for the sixth. Nick Gonzalez is on second. Why couldn't you get on second this consistently when you're with me, huh? I ask you, Nicholas. Also, the fact that he's their DH is kind of wild. To be fair, he did not grade out well defensively at short. Griffin, if you could not hit their players, please. There we go. Bryce Harper strikes out swinging. And Ryan Jeffers lines out to center. We're good. We're doing okay. An error from the Phillies means Jason Dominguez is at third. Tian at the plate, and he flies out to right. There goes that. Yep, we failed to cash in on their errors, but when we have errors, it's like the sky is falling. Man, they do not have a lot of lefties. All right, let's get Gastelum warming. Griffin is getting fatigued. Well, throw a strike here, Griffin, and we'll be okay. He did not. He threw a ball. All right. We'll bring in Luis to try to get Nico Horner. And he does. Thank you, sir. Can he get Leighton? Soft to second. How you Lee gets him. Very nice, sir. Very nice. Okay. Insurance runs would be lovely here, fellas. Howie Lee has now struck out 3 times. Condon lines out. Hey, Miguel. We have his brother on my team. Fidel. And Yankel strikes out. Well, insurance runs, they're overrated anyway. What do I want to do here? I think I'll let Luis face Nick Gonzalez and Mendez, and depending on how these at-bats go, we'll see what I do. He strikes out Mendez. Or no, excuse me. Struck out Gonzalez. It's Mendez to pop up. Very good. All right. So, yeah, in that case, I'll get Munoz warming. And Simon Juan lines out. Very good from Gastelum. The Rule 5 draft pick from last year. Did very well from himself. Okay. Insurance runs, please. I'm asking nicely. Tovar grounds out. Not much there. I'm going to pinch. Actually, no, I'm not. Trentos had an error in left field last time. That kind of scares me. But Cole Carrick struck out. So, you know what? Maybe I should have. Perdomo gets it down and left. Okay. We have a runner. We have life. And Dario strikes out. Man, the strikeout total for this game is going to be ugly. All right, good work from Gastelum. 1 2/3 innings, 2 Ks. Munoz is going to come in to face the bottom of the order. Bryce Harper batting 7th for the Phillies. What a world, huh? Harper lines out to right. Very good. Andrew Fisher pinch hitting here. He does get it down and left. But we're up by 3, so I'm not that concerned with it as long as we can get Rincon. Hits softly to second. He's going to beat out. You beat that out. All right. Here we go. Morabito's up. He hits it up to right. Yankeel is there, though. No issue. Andrew Musset, his first at bat of the season. He is not a power guy, so I'm okay. Munoz strikes him out looking. Ball game. We beat the Phillies 5-2. 12 strikeouts for our side. Man alive. How you Lee and Condon have not been great. Luis De Leon, I think, pitched well. The error obviously made his stat line look a little bit worse. But bullpen did great. Jax, Costello, Munoz. Light work. Very nice, lads. Very good. Okay, so it's Luigi Casilla in the order, which is a bit rough. Let's have him pitch game 3 here. Ben Brown, formerly of the Cubs system. It looks like they traded him last season to the Phillies. He's still ARB eligible. What? MLB contracts are wild. We have yet to face a lefty starter, by the way. Just throwing that out there. I'm going to mix things up a little bit. Cole Carrick is going to hit leadoff in center field. Actually, no. Now that I say that out loud, that sounds like a terrible idea. James Triantos is going to take left. I am going to give How You Leave the day off to find himself mentally. Tovar will hit third. So we're going to rotate a little bit. James Triantos, could he be our leadoff hitter of the future? I would love that personally. Well, he struck out, so he's already fitting right in. Nolan Shanuel grounds out. Yeah, Nolan has not had a good start of the year either, and this is something that we talked about for a little bit last year before he got hot and then got injured, got hot and got injured again, is that, Nolan, it can only do DH because Condon is a great first baseman, and when we need to rest him, Travis Castell is a better first baseman than Nolan is. So Nolan Shane was only on this team to be a DH, which means if he's not hitting, we have a big problem. And with his ratings taking a dive, it's going to be harder to trade him. Casilla being a ground ball pitcher so far. Does walk Leighton, and Casilla is hurt. Oh no. Okay, back stiffness 3 days. We're okay. We're okay. Well, this is going to hurt my bullpen quite a bit. Ouch. Poor Casilla. Gets his first ever MLB start, and after the third batter, he hurts his back. Well, Peyton Martin, I'm going to need like 3 innings out of you, buddy. Nothing for us in the second or for the Phillies. This is essentially turned into a bullpen game. Look at our boy, Peyton Martin. Very good, sir. I am going to warm up Zerpa because he'll get a lefty, and then if I'm lucky, the AI will have Rincon hit as a lefty against him. Hunter Goodman hits it up deep to right field. Gone. Solo shot for the catcher. 377 feet. Very nice. Here's Castell filling in for How You Lead today. Strikes out looking. He's filling in just fine. Cole Carrick strikes out swinging. Come on, Cole. We've struck out 6 times, and it's only the 5th inning. I hear that's bad. Just in terms of general averages. All right. Thank you, Peyton Martin. 3 1/3 innings, 3 hits, 4 Ks. Zerpa will get Harper here. Strikes him out looking. There we go. He gets Jeffers. All right, what side are they hitting Rincon? They're hitting him off the right side. The AI knows. They know. And he struck him out anyway. Very nice from Zerpa. He is at 16 pitches, and it is nothing but righties coming up. That is slightly terrifying. Okay, Triantos is aboard at second. Nolan Shanuel hits it deep to left field. Gone. He heard me insult him earlier about his lack of production, and he hits a 2-run shot there. Very good, sir. Tovar strikes out looking. Sure. Condon strikes out swinging. You know what, Tovar? At least Condon swung at the ball. All right, we're going to warm up. Who do I want? Dylan Lee? I want Dylan Lee, I think. All right, clean 6th also from Zerpa. Very good. A solo shot again from Hunter Goodman. Look at our boy. Look at our boy. All right, we'll bring in Dylan Lee. 2 innings, 4 Ks for Zerpa. That works. Andrew Fisher is aboard. Not like this. Not like this, Bryce Harper. Oh, Bryce Harper, he hits it deep to center. It's off the wall. 1 run will score. Cole Carrick just cannot get to the baseball. It's a double for Bryce Harper, who doesn't even have any knees left. You better get Ryan Jeffers. Hit to Tovar. The throw. Got him. Not the cleanest inning any of us have ever seen, but it will have to do. Triantos is aboard. Nolan Shanuel, another 2-run shot, perhaps. Soft grounded to first. He does not beat it out. Triantos goes to third. Tovar hits it into left. It's down. Runner scores. Very good. All right, Condon. There we go. He gets it into left. Tovar advances. Runners on first and second. Hunter Goodman, who's having a day today, walks. Bases are loaded. I'm going to pinch hit here. How You Lee is going to take the bat. 1-2 count. Bases loaded. Hits it back up the middle, stopped by the shortstop, the throw, and Rincon gets him. Man, we strand the bases loaded. That's a shame. All right, Dylan, I'm going to be frank. If you can get me this whole inning, oh no, he walked Rincon on 4 pitches. Okay. We're going to warm up Gage Wood then. I need outs. There we go. Morabito. Did he get the throw? Nah, safe. All right. All right, if you can get Nico Horner, I'm feeling a lot better about the ninth. He gets Nico to pop up. Okay. Very simple question, DJ Layton. You better or worse against lefties? You are so much better against lefties. So that'll be that for Dylan Lee. Didn't do great. I think if Rincon makes it around, his stat line's going to look a lot worse. And Wood walks him. Oh boy. Nick Gonzalez gets it through to the outfield. 1 run will score. It is back to a save situation. And Gage Wood, who I'd planned to get the whole 9th, he is already at 10 pitches. Hits softly back to him. The throw is an error. And they're saying the error was on Condon there. Andrew Fisher hits it up to left. Caught. Okay. Well, yeah, my 9th inning plan looks a little shaky now. But that is what it is. Cole Carrick, instead of going for the walk, lines out on a 3-1 pitch. I am already going to have Dominguez take center for him in the bottom of the 9th. Perdomo walks. We have a runner. Yankee K's Triantos lines out to left. All right, no insurance runs for us. So Jason Dominguez is going to take center. I'm going to have Dario also take catcher here. Gage Wood is at 12 pitches. So this could get ugly. A full count does not help. No shot. Bryce Harper runs that out. Ryan Jeffers hits it back to Tovar. The throw gets him. All right, Rincon. Hits it up the middle under How You Lee. Rincon is aboard. Well, I got 1 bullpen arm left, and it's Herrera. So I'd really like it if Gage Wood could just strike out Morabito. And he does. We win. That wasn't worrisome at all as we beat the Phillies 5-2. Very nice from Hunter Goodman, obviously, 2 home runs. And then the pitching staff, I mean, it was essentially a bullpen day once Casilla went down. So special shout out to Martin and Zerpa. Dylan Lee got hit a little bit, but that is what it is. And then Casilla, he's going to be back and ready for his next start. So we are okay there. All right, I am going to sim game 1 of this series against the Las Vegas Athletics. We lose it in the 10th inning as Munoz gets shredded. He gives up 5 earned runs, 0 outs. That's going to torpedo his whip and his ERA for a lot of the season. Herrera then gives up 3 in extras. That's just painful. Dominguez, Fernandez, Tovar, and Hunter Goodman all had homers, but bullpen blows it. The Athletics scored 3 in the 8th. They scored 8 runs 8 runs in the 10th inning. Goodness gracious me. All right, let's play game 2. We got Herrera on the mound. Do I want any subs here? Cole Carrick had a good day against the Athletics, but I think we're going to go Triantos in left. I don't really have a sub for Perdomo. Like, that's just kind of where we're at. Like, How You Lee at third is kind of my bailout option. That's just terrifying to me. But we'll see how it goes. Clean first from Herrera. Clean second. We have yet to get a hit. It's fine. Oi! And the Athletics get 3. That's what I get for simming the half inning. Here we go. How Lee gets us on the board. I have a pretty taxed bullpen. James Trountos is on third. Perdomo, sir. Get down, get down, get down, get down, get down. No, they got him. That's not going to score Trountos either. All right, Yankee. Pops it up straight to the moon. Comes down about 3 feet ahead of home plate. Also, shout out Max Muncy. Still going strong. He's only 27 years old. That's a different Max Muncy. Okay. That blew my mind for a second. I was like, that math is not mathing. It's like he's 27 years old now. There we go. Dominguez gets the RBI single. Tie ball game. Come on, Nolan. You can do this. I believe in you. My belief in him is waning ever so slightly. Actually, yeah, Herrera, your day is just kind of done. 5 innings, 3 earned runs, not great. Zerpa, I need 2 innings from Zerpa. Like, there's no way around it without taxing my bullpen is. There we go. Tovar gets it down. That will score 1, and the lead is ours. All right, Perdomo, you're my last hope. Infield pop up. My hope is doomed. My hope is sundered. All right, Zerpa. Clean 7th from the man. He's only at 19 pitches. I might have him keep going. Come on, Nolan. Bring Jason home. He struck out. Struck out again. He's killing me. Come on, Howie Lee. I believe in you. I should have stopped telling the guys I believe in them because it has yet to work. To a man, it has failed. All right, so Zerpa is ideally going to get us Butler and Florentino. Then I can flip to Dylan Lee. All right, he gets Lawrence Butler to pop up, but he needed 6 pitches to do it. So he's already at 25. Let's see if he can get Florentino. First pitch swinging. Grabbed by Condon. I'll let him face Frey just to see if he can get 3 innings for me. Frey gets aboard. All right. That is it for Zerpa. He did very well. 2 2/3, only allowed 2 hits. Let's hope Dylan Lee can get Nick Kurtz here. And he does. Very good. Very good, very good. All right, and then Dylan Lee is going to try to get the save. Like, I know Munoz is kind of fit, but I'm not risking it as Condon lines out. Hunter Goodman hits it deep to left, caught at the track. That ball had such promise. I believed it was going to go out, but then Coors Field betrayed me, as it has betrayed me many a time. And Tovar is thrown out. All right. I'm gonna make a sub here. Dario is gonna come in to take catcher. All right, Dylan Lee. Let's see if you got it. Going for the save. And Will Wagner already aboard with a leadoff single. That's fine. The double play is in play. I'm not worried. Hit to third. Perdomo takes the out at first. Dante Nori hits it deep to right field and gone. 2-run shot, and the Athletics have the lead. Man, our bullpen is imploded these last couple games. Lee gets Arias. Can he get their catcher, Kevin Parada? No, he cannot. Parada gets it down and left. Brent Rooker, is he still on your team? Brent Rooker is still on the Athletics, but he's a backup now. Yeah. He's only had 4 plate appearances the whole season. That's rough. I mean, Dylan, you're just going to have to eat this dude. Like, I don't have the arms to spell him, so. All right, he gets Lawrence Butler. Okay. We are going to get Munoz warming up in case we only tie the game as opposed to walking it off. Here's Santos, 3-1 count. He swings, and he grounds out to first. Perdomo, take the first pitch. And they call that a strike. Objection. Perdomo hits it softly to third. The throw is in time. And thus brings me to a pinch hitting decision. I think we're going to pinch hit here. Tian, Taipean Savior, gets the bat. He hits it deep to center, but not deep enough. Caught. Ball game. We lose 5-4. Second straight game the bullpen has cost us. This time around, it is Dylan Lee that gives us the loss. Let's sim game 3. Maybe the bullpen will be clean this time. Hey, we win it 4-2. Munoz got a blown save again. Come on. Not like this, Andres. Castellum gets the win. Sanyo Zuna struck out 10. That'll play. We win 4-2. Hunter Goodman already at 5 home runs this season. Nolan Shanuel does not play. They give the DH spot to Travis Castell, who goes 0 for 5. He has not had a good start to the season so far as the backup. Yeah, they put in like all backups. Good God. But hey, we won the game. Hunter Goodman gets player of the week. He goes 8 for 22, 5 homers, 8 RBIs, and 6 runs to his name. Max Gregory Harvey, a prospect we wanted, signs with the Blue Jays instead of us. Fair enough. Fair enough. We're going to go Casilla. All right, and I think that is where I will. Actually, no, I'll sim one more. Casilla take the mound and win us the ball game. We lost 1-7. Casilla did in fact not take the mound and win us the ball game. He only gets us 3 1/3. He gets popped for 6 runs. The offense does nothing. We lose 1-7. Well, on that note, that is where I will end it. We have a 5-5 record on the season. We are, however, dead last in the National League in WAR offensively, as well as defensive rating and zone rating. So our defense evidently leaving a lot to be desired. I think early results, just looking at our on base percentage, only 3 starters have an on base percentage above 333, which is not good. Also, quite poor from Nolan Shanuel, it must be said, who has 4 hits the whole season. That's my DH right there, kids. You saw the guru, Nolan, and it took away your magic. Not great. But alas, we fight on. Currently, I plan on there being another episode tomorrow, the 15th. We will get through a little bit April, probably have a better idea of where this team stands so far. Little shaky, but hey, Double A Hartford, they're undefeated. So I will see you all next time.